Hello friends. Be sure to support me by liking the video and subscribing to my channel. Today we will talk about a very important issue, and that is the common cold in children. Because of the confusing information on the internet, because our parents work, because they do not have enough pension and do not have time for us and their grandchildren, because of the little information from pediatricians, we do not know what to do. Colds in children are not a constant and do not require complex actions, so if you stay with me until the end of the video, you will make sure that your child does not have to be with a cold and sick until first grade. It all starts at the maternity hospital. From there the baby returns with bacteria in the nose. The first months until the baby is breastfed, he receives immunity from the mother, and the rare meetings with children keep him in this initial stage. The vicious circle begins when the child begins to meet more adults or children. Get into other problems. As soon as the first discharge from the child's nose appears, regardless of the color and intensity of the runny nose, nasal and throat secretions should be taken, which is done in every laboratory, or if you are not worried, you can buy sterile throat and nasal swabs from the pharmacy. Take it to a laboratory convenient for you. Here it is very important to clarify that you should not put drops in the child's nose 10 days before taking the secretion, and not take an antibiotic for the last 10 days, because otherwise the test will be invalid. Testing is very easy and painless. It is not done like the COVID test with deep stirring, but at the very beginning of the nose and throat, where a little secretion is taken. There are thousands of bacteria in the noses of children and adults that live in symbiosis with humans, but there are 33 bacteria that are pathogenic. When the test comes out, the child will write down exactly which bacterium it is and which drops it can affect. The most common is staphylococcal, because it is the most persistent. As soon as you find out which drops will help, you recharge with them, and at the first symptoms you start dripping in the nose 3 times a day. Colds in children can look different each time. It can be clear secretions, green, yellow. It can be very strong or very rare, but in any case you must act, because each type of secretion goes down and starts coughing, otitis, pus on the tonsils, secretion of the third tonsil, and many others. In short, your child is getting sick. If you take measures immediately at the slightest symptom, such as taking antibiotic drops, vitamin C, immunostimulant, inhalations with an inhaler, you will save yourself and your child the trouble. There is also very common in children posterior rhinitis. This is when the child's nose is dry, but the secretion flows back. You can easily understand this by watching your child sleep, or his mood during the day, or eating, or whether he coughs while lying down or coughs after waking up. Again, you need to take immediate action. It is also good to clarify that if you take measures only a day or two, there may be no effect. There should be at least 3, and only if you are 100% sure that the disease has passed. Now we will talk about the third tonsil, which is always called. The third tonsil often swells in the initial stages of the disease. It is easy to understand if the child snores, has difficulty swallowing, sleeps with his mouth open, has frequent ear infections, has pink spots on the child's sheet where his mouth was. This third tonsil is good to control and often needs to be removed if it causes a lot of problems. The bacteria are not treated, but only fall asleep until the next encounter with the virus, but with time and control, they begin to live in symbiosis with the child. When the child starts visiting a new home, new people, parks or kindergartens in the beginning, the risk of activating the bacterium is 100%, so if the first 3 months you take very strict action at the slightest signal, the child will build immunity and there will be less risk of getting sick. I want to emphasize that the longer you keep your child at home without contact, the higher the probability that the child will get sick again when he returns to the middle, so do not wait to take action and do not take the child out the middle of a long time. It is better not to waste time justifying that it is from the teeth, but act, because this secretion accumulates and makes bigger white. In addition, you can help your child with prevention, which plays an important role in building an immune system. Following certain health habits, making them a routine for the child, can protect him to some extent from more severe viruses and infections. Healthy and varied diet, sports activities from a very early age, adequate sleep, walks in nature and fresh air, as well as good personal hygiene are part of these habits. When talking to our children about their personal hygiene, it is important to address both the frequent washing of hands, face and teeth, and the periodic cleaning of the nose with a hypertonic solution. RIN washing with a solution helps to clean and moisturize the nasal cavity, thus strengthening the natural protection of the mucous membrane, especially in cases of exacerbated allergic and other rhinitis, sinusitis and rhinosinusitis. In conclusion, I will tell you that if you do not take these measures from an early age, but keep your child in a sterile environment with very strictly selected people for contact, then when you let him go to the garden or school you will go through all this. Again, I hope I found it useful. If you liked the topic, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you soon.